episode of Off the Script, number 156, part number 1, to kickstart your weekend, February 10th, 2017. I got news on how a company is so fucking stupid that they'll let someone with a full-blown flu work an entire shift, risking everybody's fucking health and well-being. And I'm not talking about WWE. Also, Elimination Chamber preview and predictions this weekend. Coming up on Sunday, we're going to go over the full card for the pay-per-view this coming Sunday on the WWE Network. Also, Vince McMahon teases WWE stars switching brands. And no, you fucking goons, Roman Reigns is not switching from Monday Night Raw to SmackDown. What he really meant during a conference call this Thursday. Also, Vince McMahon teases some big plans for 205 Live in the future. What is that? We're going to go over that today on Off the Script. Also, reason why Kane wasn't in the Royal Rumble match. I didn't think that would be a fucking problem, but I got the reason for you. Also, update on Nikki Bella's future going into WrestleMania 33, and an update on a potential Hulk Hogan return to the WWE. All this, plus so much more, right here on Off the Script.
JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman. Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Off the Script, the number 1 fucking podcast. Not only on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Audio Boom, and Google Play Music, but this is the number 1 fucking podcast in your subscription boxes, right here on YouTube.com. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We got a big fucking weekend ahead of us this weekend. Elimination Chamber, man. We got a ton of stuff to go over. I got my fucking notes ready. And we're going to go over the preview and predictions. We're going to go over every match. We're going to go over how every match came to be. I'm going to give you my predictions for it. Wrestle Rumble, I believe, is having an Elimination Chamber pick'em again. So soon after the Royal Rumble, man. They're spoiling us. So I'll leave you guys information for that. Big weekend planned for Off the Script, especially part 1 each and every Friday. It's more than just a podcast, man. It's a way to celebrate the weekend, and especially all my friends in New York City who experienced this nor'easter that dumped about 12 inches of snow on the ground. I just got done cleaning my car off for an hour. How I'm going to make it out of my fucking parking spot is beyond me, and I got to be at work tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. They can fucking suck my dick for all I care. Wait to hear this fucking work story that I got for you in just a little bit. But we're also going to go over a few minor stories, and then we'll pick up with the major stories on Saturday's edition of Off the Script. Might as well start with this work story, man. This is complete fucking bullshit. And I mentioned this on, I don't know where, with Joe Cronin's show. I was at work, what's today? Thursday? I was at work on Wednesday. And we were supposed to have work today. Thank God we got snowed in. They actually wanted to be open during the fucking snowstorm. They want to sell jewelry and all this other fucking high-end shit, right? Who's gonna come out in a snowstorm and buy fucking jewelry unless you're some fucking old hag who lives a fucking pointless life, lonely and depressed with your fucking 17 cats, right? That you're sitting on some fucking money that you got because your husband passed away. Do you have any ruby? Do you have any sapphire? Hey, lady, shut your fucking mouth. I don't give a shit what you need. Can you change a battery in my Timex watch? Yeah, $20 for a battery change because of the battery and the labor. Well, why is it so expensive? I can go down the street and it costs me $4. Because you're in a high-end store, you fucking old hag. This is the shit I deal with every fucking day. Get the fuck out of my face, man. I don't give a shit about your fucking Timex watch. Go buy a new watch if the fucking battery's dead. You don't want to fucking pay $20. Jesus Christ. The watch isn't even worth $20. Anyway. I'm at work on Wednesday. You can see where this episode's going. Jesus Christ. I'm at work on Wednesday. And the morning hours are going good. It's going slow, but, you know, that's what happens when you're at work. And I'm there with one of the other key holders there. Her name is Nicole. And we're not doing anything. It's fucking dead. It's cold. It's windy. And when people come in, you know, I give them this nasty look. Like, what are you doing here at 10 o'clock in the morning? Why are you in the mall at 10 o'clock in the morning? Don't you have a fucking bagel shop to go sit and read the newspaper in? Don't you want your second cup of coffee? Huh? Don't you give a shit about what's happening on the news? You want to fucking sit at home on your couch in your pajamas and your slippers, maybe watch the Sports Center? The fuck you doing in the mall? Oh, I have to get my wife's jewelry cleaned. This is what you come out and do, right? You're so pussy whipped that you gotta fucking bring your wife's jewelry into the store at 10 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I gotta pick up an online order for a charm I ordered. This is what they wake up for. This is what they wake up for every day. They get up off their fucking beds, they fucking stretch, they go fucking take a shit in the morning, early in the morning, and they wonder, oh, I wonder if my charm came in. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Really? I got Solid Monster playing on the fucking iPhone, I got it laying on the countertop, he's fucking cursing. You know, that WWE's fucking stupid. They're looking at me. What are you listening to? Yeah, someone with a fucking brain. Right? I don't give a shit that you're in the store or I got some death metal playing. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. Anyway, I'm at work on Wednesday. 1 p.m. rolls around and the assistant manager of the shop comes in. And things are okay, right? I'm doing my office work because I'm an office manager now, part-time. And then 2 o'clock rolls around and I start getting nervous. This guy comes in. I don't want to say their real names, okay? I already mentioned one of my other coworkers, Nicole. She's the key holder, right? Well, I might as well mention. His name is fucking Otis, okay? His name is Otis. And Otis comes in. And I'm like, hey, bro, how you doing? So he's punching in on the fucking computer. And I'm like, I heard you were sick. He's like, yeah, man, I'm still sick. What do you got? I got the flu. You got the flu? What the fuck you doing with the flu? And at work. So the next words out of my mouth are, exactly, are you contagious? Do you have the same disease Roman Reigns gives us every fucking Monday night? I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. He smirks at me. Like I'm smirking at you right now. He smirks at me. And for those on iTunes, you can't see it, but you just visualize it. He smirks at me. He says, of course I'm contagious. Of course. Of course you're contagious? So I look over at fucking Peter, the assistant manager. I'm like, Pete, I just got over being sick for 2 months, and you guys know. You guys know. Okay? Coughing and sounding all nasally. Now I feel 100%. I'm good to go. I'm like, Pete, I feel uncomfortable here. I was so mad. I was so mad when Otis told me, of course I'm contagious. I was shaking at work. I was so pissed, shaking. He would come into the office. I would back away like I'm fucking being robbed at gunpoint. You know? Backing away. Stay away from me, bro. He leaves the office. He's attending to a wife and small kid. He's dealing with a large group of guys that come in. Nobody knew he was sick. He's fucking touching everything, touching the jewelry, touching the keys, touching the cases. We touched the register all day long. So what if I was to use that register and he didn't sanitize his hands, he didn't clean his hands, right? Guy sneezes, it could get in the vents. You know, the fucking germs and the fucking disease that he has. You know, probably lives on all the fucking... The metal work and the fucking material that this jewelry's made out of. Right? They probably feast on all that shit. Of course I'm contagious. Okay? I'm looking at Peter, I'm like, you know what? This is bullshit. This guy does not belong here without a doctor's note and clearance to fucking work. Was he given clearance to work? No. Peter's telling me, if I was up to me, I wouldn't have him here. Okay, well, obviously you're not the store manager. The store manager makes the fucking schedule. Why wasn't the store manager doing the responsible thing, knowing this clown was sick, to fucking find some other help? I'm looking at the schedule. There's 4 other people that have the entire fucking week off. You couldn't give them one fucking day so this guy could stay home and not contaminate the rest of the fucking staff? I mean, I'm no store manager, but I'm no fucking dummy either. All week off. So, there is Otis just roaming around as if nothing's wrong. I'm about to go on break. Pete, I'm going on break, okay? I already told Nicole before I went on break about 15 minutes ago, I'm going home, because she's a key holder. I'm going home. I'm going to grab Chipotle. I'm going to text the store manager, and I texted the district manager, and I'm going home. So, I texted my store manager about fucking 4 paragraphs worth of fucking complaints. I copied and pasted that to the district manager. Do you think I got a reply back from either one of them? No. And I will read to you exactly what I said. Okay, where is the fucking message? Here we go. Where is it? Okay, 2 things. This is to the store manager. It's the same message I sent to the district manager. 1, if there's 2 feet of snow tomorrow, I will not be driving here under any conditions. Okay? Number 2, Otis is here and openly admitted he is contagious. Touching everything, and we got to work with him like that. When I tell you I want to walk out and go home, I feel like dropping everything and leaving. In capital letters, I put, it's bullshit. He should not be here, and we shouldn't have to come to work to get deathly ill. Last time I got sick here, it was from you, and I got sick for 2 months. She didn't reply back. So, I went on break, and I texted her again. Too late, I went home. I excused myself from the store and notified the district manager. This is bullshit. Didn't hear back from the DM. Didn't hear back from the store manager. Clearly, they don't care about the well-being of the people working in the store. So what I did is I got home. I immediately contacted human resources and I explained to them the situation because to me, I was not only cheated out of the last 4 hours of my shift, which is money in my pocket, easy money, but I was also really put in a situation where I could be fucking deathly ill and forced to miss work. I don't have a flu shot. I don't have anything to prevent me from the fucking flu. This guy's openly here without a doctor's note, without any fucking, guidance or a doctor's note to say, you know what, you can come back to work. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I got Chipotle. I got a fucking burrito with pico, chorizo, pinto beans, and extra cheese and sour cream. Took that to go. I went home, and goodbye. That was my day. I ate my lunch, fucked around on the internet. I went to sleep about 3 o'clock after I ate. I woke up at 5. Peter, the assistant manager, finally realizes after 2.5 hours I'm not in the store anymore. Where are you? He calls me, he texts me, he said, where am I? I'm like, I Texting back. I'm like, where am I? What are you talking about? I've been gone for 2 hours. Now you're fucking texting me. Where am I? Why did you go home? Otis is fucking deathly ill. You want to get the flu? By all means, have a fucking blast. I'm not sitting around there. I texted the store manager. I texted the district manager. I told human resources. What else do you want me to do? He's like, well, you could have notified me. I let the other manager in charge know. So there you go. I was so pissed I told him. Number one, I would never do that to him because out of everybody in the store, I respect Peter the most. And I told the other person there on shift, that I was going home. I figured she would have told you by now. He's like, well, you got to let me know. I'm like, if I don't want to be there because of fucking a massive situation like that, I'm going home. I don't give a fuck who's there, who's in charge. Okay? I don't give a shit. So he texts the store manager and he copy and pastes what he texted the store manager and he sent it over to me. He sends me a text message explaining that I left the store and I went home mid-shift without any explanation. I'm like, Pete, you just told the store manager that I left the shift and I abandoned the store for no reason. Meanwhile, I told you the reason why I went home. I went home because Otis had the fucking flu. You seem to miss out or leave out the most important piece of the fucking puzzle. He's like, I understand that, but I just had to let her know. Well, you didn't let her know the full story. So, Thursday comes. I don't hear nothing. Now I gotta work with this clown today. As you're watching this, I'm probably working with this fucking fool, right? And I'm gonna tell them again, if this guy's contagious, I want nothing to do with him. I don't want to be around him whatsoever. So that's my situation. That was the situation on Wednesday. They let this guy openly work with the fucking flu, and he's bragging that he's contagious, as if he wants to fucking, be Mr. Resident Evil here and spread the fucking T-virus, or whatever the fucking virus is, and infect everybody, I'm like, come on, bro. What kind of bullshit is this? What kind of store manager are you? How are you going to let someone work with the flu and not without finding coverage for them? So fucking stupid, dude. I didn't hear from the DM. I didn't hear from the store manager. Clearly. They don't fucking care about anybody. So I went to human resources. I have it within me to actually call the New York City Department of Health and the Better Business Bureau on these fucking people. And if they want to write me up, if they want to terminate me for any reason, by all means, fucking terminate me. But again, I'm not going down without a fight. If you want to terminate me, fine. I'm taking you right to human resources because of your irresponsibility. I'll take you to court. I'll fucking sue, and then you'll be owing me money because of your fucking stupidity and irresponsibility. Fuck them. Fuck them. This is the worst fucking company I have ever worked for. And you have people in this company that have been there for 10, 15 years. They brag about how great it is. I mean, you are a fucking puppet. You are a slave. And this is what you do to the fucking people that are making you money? Pennies they're making, but they're making you money. This is how you treat your fucking staff. Well, if you have a whole staff that's infected with the fucking flu, you have nobody to work. So who are you going to blame then? You're going to blame the fucking staff for getting sick? Or are you going to blame yourself for letting Mr. Otis here be a fucking zombie in Resident Evil infecting everybody? Come on, man. So fucking stupid. Absolutely fucking stupid. So that was that. And now, with the snowstorm, right, my car, a fucking 2008 Mustang, right, it barely manages to fucking get through a rainy day. Now I'm buried in fucking snow, ice on the ground. When I was clearing the fucking car out, it was turning ice right before my very eyes. So how I'm going to get out of my fucking parking spot tomorrow morning? What are you going to do? You're going to complain that I'm late now? Well, excuse me, Mother Nature decided to dump fucking 2 feet of snow on us. Give me a fucking break, dude. Whatever. If I end up quitting, you guys will be the first to know, believe me. Because I certainly don't need that fucking stress. I don't need that place. I don't need to be working around a bunch of fucking fumbling idiots. Because that's what they are. Bunch of fumbling idiots. So that was my work story. And then you got people on out of nowhere. I told this story on out of nowhere. Then you got the fucking the low-life, degenerate fucking virgins who reside on Joe's channel. Not everybody, but you got a select few. Oh, be a man. It's only a sickness. I guess you don't know what the flu is, right? Have you had the flu? Has anybody had the flu over there on Joe's channel? It's only a sickness. Be a man. Oh, it's snowstorm. Walk to work. Fuck, these people out of their fucking mind. I don't give a fuck. I'm making like fucking 20 times more money than these fucking 13-year-old fucking virgin idiots on Joe's channel. Walk to work. Take an Uber. Get the fuck out of here, man. Oh, go to work. It's only a sickness. Be a man and get sick. Deal with it. This is the fucking stupidity that I gotta deal with every single day. Never mind they should be deleted off fucking comment sections on Twitter. They should be deleted from fucking existence. From life. What purpose do you serve to this earth? Nothing. You serve absolutely no fucking purpose. At all. And then these are the people that will go and impregnate a fucking poor defenseless woman and spread their seed, and your spawn will fucking regenerate time and time and time again, and then you're gonna fucking infect this earth with fucking more stupidity. That's what happens. That's what happens. It's the circle of life. Anyway, moving on. PayPal Rumble. Shirts have been mailed out. You guys should get them within the next 5 days. Nathaniel Hexam. I don't know what the fuck's going on, bro. I've been trying to reach out to you. I mentioned it on 3 Off the Scripts already. Where the fuck are you? Everybody's shirt got mailed out by you. Reach out to me so I can get you a fucking shirt from the PayPal Rumble. All the other 4 winners, your shirts will be delivered within the next 5 days, hopefully. So, they're all ordered. You should be getting them. When you get them, let me know. You should get them before the next episode of Off the Script. Tweet me, show me, and we'll do something with that. I still got to mail out the Funko Pops. Haven't gotten a chance to go to the post office because I'm busy dealing with fucking fools at work. I got the 2 Funko Pops for the 2 first names chosen for the PayPal Rumble, so I'll mail them out very, 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 very soon. So that's out of the way. New shirt. I reached out to my buddy Connor from Pro Wrestling Tees. He's designing what is going to be a fucking amazing shirt, dude. I seen this concept online. For some reason I was looking. I'm getting very hyped for The Walking Dead, the second half of season 7, and I'm looking up Negan shirts. I was maybe in the market for a new Negan shirt, an actual Walking Dead authentic Negan shirt with one of his cool sayings on it, or a picture of him, or a picture of Lucille. So I see J.D. Morgan wearing Negan merchandise, and I see this one shirt. And I'm like, that's it. That's the next get off my TV design. But whatever I seen, we're going to fucking do it up off the script style. Wait till you guys see the concept of this shirt. It is going to be fucking brilliant. And he even said it, man. He was blown away by the reception that the JD is Negan #1 design got. Everybody fucking wanted that shirt. Everybody bought that shirt during the Black Friday sale. Thank you guys so much. This one may rival that one, man. I don't think it's going to top the first one as far as hype. But when you guys see this, you're going to... Everybody that got the first Negan shirt, you're automatically going to want this one, man. It is fucking gorgeous. I haven't even seen the design yet, but I'm just visualizing what he's going to do with it. It's going to be gorgeous, man. I can't wait to show you guys. So a new shirt is being designed. And I will be going down to Orlando for Wrestlemania weekend. I'm going to try and get down there that Wednesday. I'm going to be here for Raw. I'm going to be here for SmackDown. And then I'm going to fly down on Wednesday morning, get there by Wednesday afternoon, get there, go to the bars, drink, have a good fucking time. I don't know how I'm getting down there, man. I am terrified of flying. So I don't know how the fuck I'm going to go. One of my best friends, Peter, wants to come with me. I still got to get access tickets. One of you guys actually, it's in my email, is offering me a free access ticket for Sunday. I want to go Thursday. So if anybody has a free access ticket that you got, I'll gladly pay for it for Thursday. I want to go Thursday, man. I want to beat the crowds. I don't want to go on the weekend because everybody's going to be getting down there that weekend, and I want to beat the crowds. I do want to go. But he wants to maybe fly with me and go to Access. He's going to get a hotel room somewhere, so I have someone to fly with. I was even thinking about looking up train tickets. Trains like 24 hours, dude. I can't sit on a fucking train for 24 hours. I can't. Round trip, flight there, JetBlue, whatever, American Airlines, Continental, whatever the fuck these airlines are. 2 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes, 3 hours tops. I might have to get over my fear of flying, but I want to get down there that Wednesday. I want to party. Obviously, I'll do the NXT review down there. I'll do off the script down there for the weekend. I'll be working down there, but I also want to use it as a nice little getaway R&R for myself. I actually booked a room on Airbnb thanks to several requests from people because I couldn't find a hotel room. The place I got is very, very nice. It's got an outdoor pool. It's got a grilling area. So, I'll be visiting a Publix down there for sure. I'll be getting some nice steaks. So, I don't know, man. Well, I got a bunch of ideas I want to run through everybody. Maybe a meet and greet. Maybe a fucking bar hop, get together. We'll see what happens, man. We'll have the Goon Patrol just running Orlando. But I am definitely going to be down there. And that Saturday is going to be the Internet Darlings, man. It's going to be from 4 to 6. It's going to be right before NXT TakeOver Orlando. And Internet Darlings is something that Adam from What Culture is going to be there. But Brian Zane is going to be putting this entire thing together, man. He's got the whole thing laid out. And this is all his brainchild. Brian Zane, one of my favorite personalities in the YWC here on YouTube. He's very funny. He's completely different than anybody else. He's very entertaining. He reminds me of my friend Kenny that I went to high school with. That's why I'm kind of I'm so entertained by what he does, because he's got the same personality and he's got the same look to him. So Zane is putting all this together, and he's got Grim, you motherfucker. I'm gonna get you, Grim, even if I have to fucking lure you out of your fucking hotel room with KFC or Burger King, Taco Bell, Chipotle maybe. Chipotle, whatever. I'm gonna lure Grim out. I'm gonna fucking powerbomb him through a table for what he did to me and running me over with a car. Don't think I forgot, you motherfucker. So Grim's gonna be there, and Grim's a great guy, by the way. I'm just joking. It's all in character. Grim's gonna be there. Adam Pacitti and Adam B is going to be there from What Culture. Maybe Simon's there. Maybe I can ask him, hey, Simon, why is Raw always up and SmackDown's always down? What's going on here, bro? Why is Raw always up? That's what I'm going to ask him. So maybe the What Culture guys will be there. It's going to be a big panel. We're going to be talking about WrestleMania preview predictions. We're going to be having some friendly discussions. Now, there's some drama going around with the Internet Darling show. Apparently the whole fucking show podcast, and Kevin Scampoli, that fucking loser, he got kicked off the fucking show for whatever reason. I don't know, nor do I care why he got kicked off. If Brian Zane, one of the nicest guys in the fucking community, kicked you off, I'm sure he has a very good reason why he kicked you off. So the whole fucking show's bragging, oh, look at how many tickets these guys sold. What Culture is there, and Grim, and these other fucking losers are there. They only have like 50 tickets sold. There's 160 tickets left. And they're bragging and proclaiming that if they were on the show, they would have all 250 tickets sold. Really? Really, just how like the Royal Rumble was sold out, right? With 60,000 people in the Alamo Dome. I'm guessing if you were on the pre-show panel, that you would have sold more tickets to the Royal Rumble as well, right? You would have sold out the Alamo Dome? Huh? Fucking guys, they want to put down everybody else. Steven Larson are there as well. They put down Steven Larson. They put down Brian Zane. I mean, give me a fucking break. Why you gotta attack other channels for? You're doing pretty well for yourself. Why you gotta attack others who are doing just as good as you? It doesn't make any sense. I'm the same thing as those guys, but I'm a little bit more, I'm not like them as far as, being out there. But we got our own thing going on over here. But the Internet Darlings has been kind of embroiled in drama. There was a rumor going around that What Culture was going to back out because of all the fucking drama around the show. Meanwhile, none of that is true. They were spreading rumors. The whole fucking show podcast was spreading rumors that What Culture was going to back out. And Brian Zane had to clear the air. What Culture and both Adams are not backing out. Huge fucking mess. So what I'm here to tell you is I'm going to leave you guys a link from every episode going forward from here on out, on Off the Script. I'm going to leave you guys a link. We got about 7 weeks till WrestleMania. If you guys want to attend the show, it's $25 a ticket. If you are going to be in Orlando, and I know some of my subs are going to be there. If you guys want to be at this Internet Darling show, it's going to be a blast, man. 2 hours. It's going to be entertaining. There's going to be skits. It's going to be live panel discussions, Q&A. So it's going to be a very, very good show. If you guys are going to be in Orlando and you want something to do for a couple of hours before NXT TakeOver Orlando, if you guys are going to the show, or if you're going to be in and around downtown Orlando during the show, come visit us, man. From 4 to 6, Internet Darlings, $25. Let's sell this motherfucker out, man. I want to help Brian get this motherfucker sold out, and I want to do my part. I haven't mentioned it because You know, people still don't know what they're doing before WrestleMania. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't even know how I'm getting down there. But I want to help him sell these motherfuckers out, man. And Off the Script has done some very, 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 very good things for a lot of people. And if we can help Brian Zane out with this, if you guys are going to be in Orlando and you want to meet me and you want to meet What Culture and Grimm and Steven Larson and Joe is going to be there, Joe Cronin Show, Brian Zane. I believe Matthew from Botchamania is going to be there. So, if you guys want to have a fun time before NXT TakeOver Orlando, Internet Darlings will be there live from 4 to 6. All the information you need is going to be provided in the link I put in the description. $25. It'll give you the address. It'll give you the hotel we're going to be at. We're going to be in one big conference room. It's going to be fun. So, if you guys are going to be there, come join us. I would like to sell this thing out and help Brian Zane get these tickets sold. All right? So, thank you guys so much for that. And the new t-shirt I mentioned, it's going to be sold. It's going to be on Barbershop Window for sure. But I'm going to have several shirts there. Just one shirt. This is the one shirt I'm bringing down to WrestleMania. I am going to have this on sale there, hopefully, for you guys. So I'm going to have a few sizes available. And if you guys want to purchase merchandise there, we're going to have some booths set up afterwards. And it's going to be fun. So hope to see you all there for the Internet Darlings in Orlando, Florida, that Saturday before WrestleMania 33. If you guys missed my Raw, SmackDown, and NXT reviews, they are live on the channel right now. Make sure you guys go check them out. I'll leave you a link in the annotation right on the video that you are watching today, okay? Also, Resident Evil 7 Part 5 is live. The creepiest fucking boss fight I have ever experienced in my entire life. Marguerite Baker. That's all I gotta say. Just go watch it. You'll understand why. It's live. It's over an hour long. You guys have been thirsty for my Resident Evil gameplays. It's fucking epic. It's massive. And it's full of laughs. So make sure you guys go check that out. It's also going to be in the annotation. iTunes podcast. We switched over from doing just one long show on Sunday every week to doing it every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So this episode that you guys are listening to now, watching on YouTube, it will be live on iTunes, Podbean, and all other platforms Saturday night. And then part 2 on Sunday night, part 3 on Monday night. So you guys are going to be getting 3 episodes of Off the Script on iTunes, Podbean, and all other platforms. And it seems to be doing very well, man. Each episode I put up got over 1,000 listens already. So, you know, when I usually do one episode, it's only about 1,300, 1,400 listens. I mean, I got 1,000 listens per episode already. So, looks like it's a success. I'm glad you guys like that. Some of you actually reached out to me on Twitter and said it's a little bit easier because you got multiple shows to listen throughout the week. So, I'm like, all right. I guess it's a good idea. So I'm going to stick with that format going forward for the iTunes version of this show. It's the same thing that you're listening to now, and I'm just going to upload the audio to iTunes. So thank you guys for supporting that. And if you guys are on iTunes, 5-star rating and a comment, greatly, greatly appreciated. Speaking of iTunes, Joe Cronin Show and I have a new podcast, just me and him, shooting the shit. It's called Beer Goons. It is live right now. Episode 1 is live on iTunes and Podbean. All you gotta do is go to iTunes, look up Beer Goons, and it'll show up. It'll be right there. So download it, subscribe to the iTunes channel, leave us a rating on there, let us know how you feel about the show, what you guys want to hear on the show. We are taking recommendations from everybody. So Beer Goons episode 1 is live right now. I expect everybody listening to this, after you're listening to Off the Script, to go listen to Beer Goons, man. You got more JD waiting for you this afternoon with Joe Cronin, called Beer Goons. That's on iTunes and Podbean. If you guys are on Podbean, follow us. If you guys are on iTunes, subscribe, and please leave us a rating and a comment and what you would like to see and hear from the show. That is Beer Goons on iTunes. We're going to get into the sub-stories now. Quickly, before I do the sub-stories, I want to read Daniel. He actually reached out to me on Twitter. And this is from Dan Punkard99. He was on the sub-stories last weekend, and he mentioned that he wants to start a podcast. And he asked me for help on how to develop his podcast and his YouTube channel. What type of equipment do I use? How do I get layouts? That was on last week's Off the Script. He reached out to me, and I told him, dude, if you're going to get your YouTube channel up and running again, leave me the link, and I will tell everybody on next week's Off the Script. And that's exactly what he did, man. He sends me this on Twitter. Hey, I know you wanted me to link my YouTube channel on Friday for Off the Script, but I have just been busy as fuck with work and trying to get a new apartment. But even if you could give me any promo for this whatsoever, that would be awesome. Whether it's linking it somewhere or even just responding back with some tips for what I can do better. Thanks for inspiring to take this thing further into the future. Thank you, man. So he reached out to me, and what I'm going to do for Dan right here on Off the Script is I'm going to leave you Dan's YouTube channel in the description down below. I want everybody, and I know there's going to be fucking at least 20 to 30,000 views on this video because of the Elimination Chamber weekend. If everybody is listening to me right now, wants more WWE opinion from a good guy who is a loyal supporter of this show, of this channel, of this podcast, okay? Dan has his own YouTube channel. I want everybody to go over there and sub to him. I want everybody to go over there and leave some feedback. I want everybody to go over there and show some support because he was gracious enough to open himself up to sub stories here on Off the Script, and he has his YouTube channel. I want to get him started, all right? And as far as what I seen, bro, what I seen, this is my tips for you, all right? If you guys want layouts, and that goes for anybody, not only Dan, but that goes for everybody. If you guys want layouts, man, I'm telling you, the layout that you see here for Off the Script and the layouts you see for my pay-per-view reviews, they are fucking top-notch. Mike Williams, at MikeWill87 on Twitter. It's going to cost you a few dollars, but I tell you, man, it is fucking worth it. And he's been doing my shit since the very beginning, man. It was my bro Isaac, who I work with at House of Glory. He was doing like the early stuff. And that logo that you see with the theme music playing with the fist and the bicep, that was Isaac. I love that design, man. It's one of my favorite designs that I've seen since I've been doing this. That was an Isaac design, but what you see here for Off the Script, the layout here, and the pay-per-view thumbnails and the layouts, that's all Mike, man. So if you guys want to spend a few dollars and get some pretty fucking layouts, and that goes for you, Dan, at MikeWill87 on Twitter. He's the fucking best, all right? So scrounge up a few dollars and get this guy to do your thumbnails and your layouts. It's going to be fucking beautiful. It's going to enhance it. It's going to make it pretty. It's going to make people stay and watch because they like what they're looking at, okay? So that's very important. Visuals are very important. And I told you on the sub-stories when I mentioned what type of equipment, Blue Snowball microphone, you could go on Amazon for $49.99. You get yourself a Blue Snowball. I got a black one that I record my gameplays with, my Call of Duty gameplays, my Resident Evil gameplays. That's a Blue Snowball microphone. And if you guys want a cheap camera, maybe a $79.99, you could go out and get a Logitech C900 camera. Very cheap. Spend $150, get your channel starter up, and you look good and sound decent doing it. So that's my recommendation for you. What I seen from you, Dan, you know, the layout could be a little bit better, but that's all. It's all gonna come, bro. Don't be discouraged at all. You know, you should have seen this fucking show when I first started. I mean, it was fucking terrible. I can't even watch myself anymore. But the microphone sounded a little. I don't know the right word to use, but it wasn't clear. It sounded maybe like you were using the camera microphone, and it wasn't really audible. But you go out and get that equipment that I mentioned. And you'll be good to go, man. You'll be golden. So those are my recommendations for you. But you got you know, the voice for it. You got presence. Yeah, you know, you're knowledgeable what you're talking about. If you know what you're watching, you know what you're going to be talking about. So that's what you got. You got that part down. So if you can get the visuals from Mike at MikeWill87 on Twitter, and you get that equipment that I told you about, roughly about $200, bro. Roughly about $200. Save some fucking pennies. If you got to dig through the fucking couch, underneath the bed, whatever you can, man. Dig into your old jeans. Find some fucking loose change laying around. You know, if you guys are working and you guys want to get a channel started yourself, $200, man. I'm telling you. That's the best equipment that you could go out and buy. And then obviously from there, you grow your sub base, you grow your Twitter following, and everything will fall into place. So that is Dan's channel down in the description below. Everybody, I'm telling you right now, every motherfucker here on Off the Script, go and sub to Dan. I believe he's got like 20 subscribers. If we could get him to 200, that would make his fucking weekend, bro. So let's do it, all right? So that is Dan's YouTube channel. Now for the sub-stories this week. Let's go into the sub-stories. We're going to go into my email, and we got a few here, man. We got two. We're going to do another two this week, and that's what we've been doing. We've been doing two. Who emailed me? Who's emailing me, man? Patreon's emailing me. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, we're going to start off with Kel Walker. Dear JD. He titles this, by the way, Always Keep Fighting. Hashtag DIY. One of my favorite tag teams in WWE. Dear JD. My name is Kel, but you know me best as Blinded Fate. and he's been subbed for a long time, man. It's been a while since you've probably heard from me besides some tweets here and there. Hope you've been doing well. I want to share some experiences that have really taken a toll on my everyday life for the past year. It was a couple of years ago that I decided I wanted to do YouTube. Mostly to cover what I enjoyed the most in life, which was anime and Japanese culture. Note that I was still living at my parents' when I started all of this. I would upload up to 2 videos a day, and I could slowly see the growth and hard work paying off. For I had gained over 200 subs in about 3 months. Then last April, I finally moved out of my parents' house and got an apartment with my sister. That's where everything would start to go downhill for me. Within a month of living in our new home, my sister told me that she was pregnant and that her boyfriend would be moving in with us. Typically, I would have told her flat out no. But because he would be helping us with rent and groceries, I agreed. But I would later learn that was probably one of the biggest mistakes of my life. From that point on, no matter what time of day it was, there would be nonstop arguing from both of them. Whether it was something big or so small, it would always escalate until I had to run in and break up the fighting. Also, they weren't the cleanest of people to live with, so daily I would have to clean up after both of them. For everywhere they went, they'd always leave a mess behind them. On top of those two stressing me out, I was worried about my job cutting my hours from almost 40 a week down to barely even 10 hours a week. How was I supposed to live off 10 hours a week with a light bill, internet, rent, and groceries to pay for? A few months down the road, my sister went on maternity leave and her boyfriend had just gotten cut from his job, so I was pretty much the only one bringing in any kind of income. I seriously did not expect this type of pressure. On top of that, my YouTube channel was failing due to putting it on hold for the time being, and I lost my financial aid for school due to me having to go in and get extra hours from my job so that I may simply survive. It had even gotten to a point where I had to sell my Xbox One to make payment for my light bill. It got to a point where I was at my lowest and I began to despise the life I lived daily. Every day I would wake up hating myself, go to work unhappy, and come home, get into my bed, under my covers, and watch anime or wrestling until I went to sleep and woke up the next day to relive the exact same routine. I started to see less and less of my friends, and eventually I lost contact with them because of how much I worked and how depressed I was. I did not picture everything crashing down like this in such a short amount of time. It got to a point where I started to do a lot of heavy drinking, and I would do nothing but sleep. I wouldn't watch any anime. I wouldn't watch any wrestling. And to be quite honest, I had forgotten that I even had a YouTube channel I'd been growing. I'd come home, drink half a bottle, sleep, wake up, and watch you and Joe's reviews and go right back to sleep. At this point, my life had hit rock bottom. Thankfully, I had you and Joe here to keep me sane. But last week, a breakthrough had finally woke me up and possibly saved my life. I was sitting on the rooftop of my apartment complex smoking a joint, thinking about all that's happened to me within the last 9 months and how I've let myself give in to my depressed state of mind. How I've had so many struggles. How I've forgotten who I was along the way and how I've given up on what's most important to me. I had lost my way and lost many friends due to my state of mind. And all I wanted now, more than anything, was to find my way back. I wanted to start living again. As I sat on that rooftop, I began to cry. And for the next 30 minutes, I cried and cried. Eventually, I went back down into my house and washed my face. I sat down in my chair and looked at myself in the mirror. And at that very moment, I made a proclamation to myself. I feel I've sat around for too long. I've been doing way too much moping and haven't been putting much action behind the goals I've set for myself. No matter how much I sit around, think, cry, and get emotional, in the end, it's only me. It's me, myself, and I. All my life I fought against the powers that be and refused to let anything get in my path. Whenever there was a roadblock in my way, I'd keep my head down, throw punches, and keep it moving. Because I believed that there wasn't a man on this earth that could stop me. But then again, if the kid from 10 years ago could get a good look at me today, he'd feel ashamed. He'd feel ashamed because he had so much promise to grow up and make something of himself doing what he's loved. But instead, he sat around on his ass and felt sorry for himself. He would feel ashamed because that declaration he made to himself was nothing more than a waste of words. Because the only person that stood in his way was the person he saw when he looked in the mirror. I've learned recently that life has its ups and downs. And it's not about what life hands you. It's about what you make of what's put in your hands. I've been depressed. I've hated myself. I've been the slightest bit of happy for a long time. I haven't been the slightest bit of happy for a long time. And along the way, I've forgotten who I was. But if I learned anything as a boy, it's to not let yesterday's failures determine tomorrow's outcome. I don't care how long it takes, but I'm determined now more than ever to get myself back in a positive state of mind. I don't care if I have to scratch, claw, and tear through everything that life throws at me. I'll do it. I'll do it for me and no one else. Because like I said in the beginning, it starts with you and it ends with you. So I challenge life to throw its best because this time I'm not going down without a fight. Hashtag DIY. That was Joe actually sending me the link for Beer Goons, by the way. Continuing on. Let me mute this. Ever since that day, I've had a very positive outlook on my life. I'm back to 30 hours a week at my job, plus I'm making an extra $300 per check in addition to my earnings at work. I've made some new friends who share the same interests as me. My coworkers invited me out to lunch this past Monday, and it was a great time. I'll also be taking my first vacation since last year this coming April. So everything is indeed looking up. I'll now be starting to update my YouTube channel as I move forward and also be working on new designs. It's been a long time since I've drawn anything, so I may be a little rusty. I've had a feeling that my life is about to change for the better. This is for anyone who's going through the same struggles I've went through. Please know that in due time, things will get better. But only if you want them to. In the end, I'm the end. It's just you, so if you want a better quality of life, you have to make one of it yourself. Because no one else can do it for you. Thank you, JD, for being a big part of my life. For 3 years, I've watched you rise to the top. And I know if I put in the time and effort that I can be successful just like you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here for me, even if you never even realized you were. And thank you for being a role model for me. You will always have a friend in me, and I hope that I will always have one in you as well. Blinded Fate. P.S. I really hope you can make something of that JD Bullet Club design I made for you a long time ago. Because you can be damn sure I will be the first to buy a shirt. Shirt's going to be on me, man, when the shirt comes out. That's going to be a Patreon exclusive. I still have the design, and I thank you for it. It's one of the prettiest designs that I seen for a JD shirt. Actually, where am I closing my phone? I gotta read in the story. But I mean, if that story doesn't make you feel inspired to do something about where you currently sit with your life and you're unhappy, then I don't know what to tell you. That was truly inspiring for what he wrote, and I'm glad everything worked out for you, man. I really am. Everybody has went through that. Everybody has went through that, dude. Everybody. I remember when I was living in New Jersey and I moved back to New York. I remember I was sitting in front of my apartment with my roommate who had just moved out. I was living by myself. Both of my roommates left me. I had one leave me. He went down to Florida. And another left me, and I don't know where he went. So I'm living by myself, and I tried to get my buddy Sean to move in with me, and he couldn't, because he couldn't do it financially. And I sat there in my car, and I was sitting next to that girl, Ashley. If you guys remember who she was the one who was spoiled by me at Christmas time during my worst Christmas story of all time. And she gave everything back in a garbage bag. She left it outside my old apartment. In the rain, she left a fucking bag of shit that I got her for Christmas, and she didn't fucking care. That Ashley. Sat with her in the car, and I expressed to her that I didn't want to move back to New York. I didn't want to move back to New York. I wanted to stay here because I wanted to be closer to her. And I wanted to be closer to her family because at that point in my life, her family, her mother, was closer to me than, my actual family was. And she said that she was moving. It's like everybody was moving away from me. And she was moving to Las Vegas. You know? She was moving with some guy she's been on and off dating for 4 years, and she was moving in with him. So I'm assuming that relationship was going to the next level. So I fucking yelled at her like I never yelled at anybody in my entire life, man. I fucking broke her down, and I fucking destroyed her soul. I remember it to this very day, man. I made her cry. She told me that nobody's ever yelled at her like that since her father used to yell at her like when she was little, like that. Never heard from her again. Never heard from her again. She tried to reach out to me and, you know, it was the same shit all over again. Bullshit. She moved away. I felt lonely. I felt fucking by myself. You know, my aunt and uncle helped me move from my apartment as I packed up my shit. I remember the following week I packed up my shit, rented a U-Haul. You know, my uncle drove the U-Haul. My aunt had driven. They came from fucking City Island here in the Bronx, you know, in New York. And they helped me move. And I moved in with my buddy John. Now, he was living in a one-bedroom in Country Club here in the Bronx. And it was awful. He was living in a fucking attic apartment. And you talk about your sister and your sister's boyfriend arguing and being messy. John was the messiest fucking person I have ever been around. This guy had his dog in the apartment, shit on the floor, and he wouldn't even clean it up. He'd cover it with fucking newspaper. Like Adam Sandler and Big Daddy, when the fucking little kid would fucking puke all over the place, cover it with newspaper. That's what he did. Covered it with fucking newspaper. I walk in from fucking a 12-hour shift at work, and the entire apartment smells like fucking dog shit. You know? He would use my kitchen utensils, my kitchen scissors that I cut meat with. It's specifically used to cut meat and cut chicken. He would take the scissors and he would cut his armpit hair. He would cut his nose hair with it. He would cut his hair with it. At that point, I said to myself, I gotta move out of here. I gotta move out of here. I was at the lowest I've ever felt in my entire life. I moved away from the girl that I fucking loved for 8 years, who didn't want nothing to do with me in that way, right? I had no girlfriend at the time. I met a girl, and she fucked me over, and I was just a fucking mess. Absolute fucking mess. So I didn't know what to do, and that's where I moved here, you know? All my fucking furniture from Jersey I had to throw out. Fucking beautiful furniture because it did not fit in this attic apartment. And I had to buy a storage fucking unit that I was paying God knows how much money for to keep all this shit there. I'm not even using it. I got rid of it. I had to throw it all out. So I'm like, fuck this shit. Good thing I landed a job that was paying me fucking $60,000, $70,000 a year. Selling watches. Hustled my fucking ass to make this money. I bought new furniture, got my own place, the place I'm living in now. And I can't stand this fucking place either. And I'm right back to being fucking depressed every fucking day. You know? But I fight through that same shit, man. I fight through that same fucking shit you went through. Every day. And I look at the channel and I look at the growth and I look at the fucking people that I'm influencing and how many fucking people I make happy. You're the reason why I'm doing this. Without you and everybody else, who the fuck knows where I'd be, bro? I'd be at the fucking bar up the street with the old geezers drinking my fucking sorrows away. So if I can influence and impact one person's fucking life, it's all worth it to me. The money and the fucking Patreon and all this other shit, the donations, pointless. If I make my people happy and you look forward to this every Friday and the audience continues to grow, that's what I care about. If you and your story influences one listener of this fucking show, we succeeded. And I want to thank you for sharing that story, man. And that's another story I really didn't share with anybody. You know? You guys share, I share. We go round and round. But that Bullet Club design, I definitely want to do something with that. And whenever I get it up, I just got to find a place that'll make it. Barbershop Window and Pro Wrestling Tees won't make it because the Bullet Club is clearly the #1 seller on that website. I can't sell anything in their likeness. So I got to find another shirt place to do it. But as soon as that shirt is made, bro, it's on me. Moving on with the next sub-story. We're going to do one more before we get into the actual news of this podcast. Everybody keep Kel Walker in your thoughts and prayers, all right? So thank you, buddy. I had another one here that I wanted to go over. Yes, here we go. He doesn't want his name to be read on the show, so I got to respect that. So we'll call him Anonymous. Hi, JD. My name is Anonymous. I've been watching your videos since 2016, Royal Rumble preview and predictions, and since then I have not missed any of your wrestling content and made it a part of my schedule to watch off the script. In all honesty, I am probably one of your younger supporters. Currently, I am in the 8th grade. So that means I would be in the 7th grade when I found your channel. And if I have ever, or if I have never ever found your channel, I would not be who I am today. My story starts in November around Survivor Series. It was a Monday night and Raw was on. At this point, I have never watched wrestling. When I lived with my grandma, though my uncle would always watch it with me, so I knew what was going on in the WWE universe. So I decided to watch it, and soon I was hooked with the product. Wrestling made me feel happy when I felt sad, but I still felt empty inside. As you know, in middle school, it's almost like a hierarchy. You have your popular kids in this group, your jocks, and your nerds, and so on. I never feel in any category. I was just me. I had friends, but I never had a label on me. And this hierarchy system made me feel closed in somehow. I'm not sure how to explain it, but I felt as if I wanted to be alone. I felt like I never wanted to be myself around certain people. To most people, this isn't that much of a big deal, but to me, I never been through anything like this. I felt even in front of my best friends, if I told a joke, I would get made fun of or just shitted on. It was a weird phase that I hate and wish I could escape from. And then fast forward to 2016 Royal Rumble, it was my first ever pay-per-view I have ever watched, and oh my god, I felt like it was the best thing I ever seen. I was watching reviews that people thought about it, and was so hyped for everything in WWE. Then I came across a channel called JD from NY 206. I watched the review, and I don't even remember that review. I probably went off. I don't know what exactly I said in that video, but I'm pretty sure I went off in that fucking 2016 Royal Rumble review, man. I watched the review and had an instant connection with you and your channel. I think the reason I took to you so easily is because you reminded me so much of my uncle. Also, when I watched more videos, I knew you weren't an average WWE YouTuber. You lived and breathed the WWE and loved every second of it, no matter how shitty a show was. You spoke your mind and had a confidence I had never seen from any YouTuber before. And I knew from your community, you listened to every word they said and thought about it, unless it was said, Roman is good. Kevin, go! He puts in the fucking comment, which is understandable. But in watching all these videos, I realized something. You were making me feel important. You made me be myself. I do not know what else to say about it. You made me, me. And for that, I can never thank you enough on how much of a great person you are. Everything you do, I will support it because what you did for me, I can never repay you. It might not sound like much, and it might sound cheesy, but every time I watch your videos, I know I am not watching a WWE YouTuber. I'm watching JD. Better yet, Jerry. Because when you record, you're being yourself. Because I know for a fact you can't act what you do. I think of you more as a friend than a YouTuber. I hope everything goes out the best for you because you deserve it. I'll always support you and always remember you in my life. P.S. What happened to the Magic 8 Ball? Right here, bro. It's here. Haven't used it, but, you know, we got to find a way to get it back into the show. But I want to thank Anonymous here for his kind words. I felt the same way in high school, man. You know, we had the geeks, we had the nerds, we had the fucking jocks, the football players, the baseball players, the basketball players. We had the heavy metal kids, the punk rock kids, the fucking guys who looked down on that, the cool kids who thought they were fucking machismo and thought they could get any girl that they want. And I rode the bus with those fucking clowns. I remember the bus stop was 2 blocks away from my mom's house. I remember getting on the bus, and the bus driver knew me by name because I always said good morning to him. And he was this old Irish guy. He was fucking so nice, man. I forgot his name, but he was so fucking nice. And we took the yellow school bus for 4 years in high school, from freshman to senior year. And it was our bus driver for 4 years. But on the bus, you had the fucking cool Albanian fucking kids, right? And they were, acting all cool and all tough. And I remember I had my CD player, my Walkman. Back in the day, we used to make mixtapes of all of our favorite songs, cassette tapes. Obviously they're fucking extinct now. Or CD, Sony CD player. And I remember I was listening to like Soulfly and Machine Head and Testament and Fear Factory. Those were the big bands back in the day. Korn, Limp Bizkit, Slipknot, Metallica. But I would have these headphones on and the music would blare from the headphones. So they would get annoyed. Like, why are you listening to that fucking angry shit at 8:30 in the morning? Shut that shit down. They would make fun of you for listening to fucking heavy metal while they listen to their fucking bullshit rap music. Eminem and all this other fucking garbage that was out there at the time. And they made fun of me. I was just me. I'm like you. I was just me, bro. But I was always put down by the cool kids because I wasn't doing what they were doing. Or I liked wrestling. I felt like an outsider because all my friends were watching WCW back in the day. They were watching the fucking Nitro episodes that were blowing Monday Night Raw out of the water. I didn't watch Nitro. I watched Monday Night Raw. So I felt like an outsider because I couldn't have any conversation with my best friends. I felt like an outsider. I'm the only one here watching Raw. Meanwhile, everybody's fucking drooling over Hogan and the NWO and Goldberg and all this other shit. Sting. So I had nobody to talk to either. And, I was also going through a depressing stage in high school because, my parents sent me off to fucking an all-boys school. I went to Mount St. Michael here in the Bronx. And, I didn't get out. My parents were very protective over me. I didn't get out. I barely met anybody. And I'm glad that I had met some of my really good friends in high school that I still keep in touch with today. My buddy Chris, my buddy Pete. Those are the only 2 I really keep in touch with from high school. We hang out. As we grew older, we went out and drank together. We partied together, went to clubs together, bars together. So, if you are in school feeling that way, man, don't get discouraged. Find yourself 1 or 2 loyal, good fucking people. And make sure that you would go out of your way to do anything for them. If they're good people, keep them in your life. Fuck everybody else. Fuck these cool kids and fucking, these social groups that just leave you feeling like an outsider. Leave you feeling like shit. Fuck that shit. Fuck that garbage. You don't need that. Ignore all that. You don't need to be part of that. Be you. Be you. Because when you're yourself, you're going to feel better in the end when you meet somebody. When you meet a girl, when you meet someone who can be your best friend. Because you're not putting on this front. You're not putting on an act. You're not being somebody else. You're being yourself. That girl will like you for you. That guy you met that's your best friend, he likes you for you. You're not embellishing nothing. You're not telling stories. You're not telling lies. You're not bullshitting them. Be you. Continue to be you. Do not stray from that. And I thank you for sharing your story on Off the Script, man. So just keep that in mind and go to school. Do what you got to do. Be yourself. Make sure your grades are good. And everything will come to you, man. I will still be here. I will still be doing reviews like the 2016 Royal Rumble. As long as Roman Reigns is alive and breathing, I'll be giving you guys 2016 Royal Rumble-esque reviews. So that is that, man. And that is your sub-stories today. If you guys want to reach out to me and have your story read on Off the Script on part 1 every single weekend, email me. JD from NY 206 yahoo.com. Finishing this up here, Audible. Audible is offering everybody listening to Off the Script this weekend a 30-day free trial of the service. That includes one free audio book, man. Everybody's cashing in on the Daniel Bryan book, man. I love it. I fucking love it. You guys are showing Audible some fucking love, man. audibletrial.com/offthescript. 30 days to try the service with one free audio book. You have over 180,000 different books to choose from. Make sure you guys check it out. And no matter what you do, you get to keep your audio book, man. Daniel Bryan, Bob Holly, Shawn Michaels, Mick Foley, Chris Jericho, Brock Lesnar. You name it, it's on there, man. The death of WCW. So make sure you guys go and check it out. That's audibletrial.com. And if you guys do sign up for the service, tweet me at JD from NY206. Tweet me what book you guys signed up for, and I'll automatically retweet you every single time. Gamefly is offering everybody a 30-day free trial of this service who's listening to Off the Script. All you got to do is go to gameflyoffers.com/JD from NY. That's all you got to do, man. 30 days to try the service. That includes one free game of your choice. No matter what system, no matter what game, one free game of your choice. They will pay to ship it to you. They will pay to send it back to them. So if you guys are curious about any game coming out, there's a new game that I'm very interested in called Neo. Some fucking Japanese game that looks very reminiscent of Dark Souls. If you guys want to try that and spend $60 on a fucking game that's going to frustrate the shit out of you, Gamefly is going to give it to you for free to beat in 30 days. Gameflyoffers.com/JD from NY. Make sure you guys sign up for that 30 days free trial of the service. So that's Audible and Gamefly. If you guys want to support through the Patreon, always there, man. Never an obligation, but always appreciated. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. And finally, guys, Barbershop Window. That's the official website to get Off the Script merchandise. We are an official partner of Barbershop Window. That's barbershopwindow.com. All you got to do is go to the homepage, type in Off the Script, and you'll be taken right to my online shop, man. 8 shirts to choose from, $19.99. They ship worldwide. And finally, Wrestle Rumble. WrestleRumble.com has the Elimination Chamber pick'em. Make sure you guys go and sign up. If you guys want to win Wrestlemania tickets, man, WrestleRumble.com. First prize is 2 Wrestlemania tickets and $500 cash. That's WrestleRumble.com for the Elimination Chamber pick'em. Thank you guys for all that, man. Now, we can finally begin these stories and kickstart Off the Script for episode 156 right here on YouTube.com. Okay, quickly, guys, just an update to begin Off the Script. An update on Seth Rollins here. Seth Rollins is currently rehabbing the torn MCL in his right knee. WWE gave a brief update on Rollins' condition Monday night on Raw. They only noted his participation at WrestleMania 33 was in serious doubt. They want to see how his knee responds to treatment and are expecting him to be ready to face Triple H. However, it's still too early to provide information and confirmation one way or another. Okay, so that is still going on. Looks like Rollins will be at WrestleMania. I discussed this on Off the Script Extra. If you guys missed that video, it'll be linked in the annotation that you see on the screen. Roman Reigns was a little banged up from the power slam he took on Raw from Braun Strowman through the barricade, but it's nothing serious. Brock Lesnar is working more for WWE, including live events in an unaired segment after Raw. I believe he was with a Big Show on this past Monday. He was there after the cameras went off in a dark match. This has been the plan all along. They just haven't had him wrestling on television because of the difficult booking situation. And finally, the latest talk regarding the WWE draft for 2017 is to do it in May. So that is the latest there. Just minor stories there for the intro here of Off the Script. Now, Vince McMahon, speaking of the draft, Vince McMahon is teasing WWE stars switching brands. Vince McMahon participated in a call with investors after WWE's fourth quarter earnings results dropped on Thursday. WWE announced that 2016 marked a record year for revenue for the company. During the earnings call, one of the most interesting topics that Vince spoke about was the possibility of WWE stars changing brands. McMahon first spoke about the company's recent brand split. He said that the split is going extremely well and seems very happy with it so far. He mentioned that SmackDown going live has led to a huge ratings increase for the show. It has also brought out new fans that are watching strictly one brand to the next. One of the interesting parts was that he spoke about talent possibly crossing over from Raw to SmackDown or vice versa. Vince notes that this would be a way to keep things fresh. He specifically used Roman Reigns as an example, saying when or if Roman jumps to SmackDown from Raw, it would be a big deal and freshen up storylines for both shows. He also says that the brand split has given talent a chance to shine more so than they would when the rosters were combined. Don't know what Vince McMahon is watching on Monday nights, but talent has not been given a chance to shine unless you are Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho. The only one that has been built up, and WWE pretty much had no choice, was to do Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman was drafted away from the Wyatt family. He needed to be built up, being that he was on his own. He wasn't going to have Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and Bray Wyatt there to guide him. He was on his own. They wanted to build him up as a monster. WWE needed another big monster guy, and they gave that role to Braun Strowman. You know, there really hasn't been any other talent built up on Monday Night Raw, except Neville. I mean, even Neville, when the rosters were split and WWE went into the brand split, Neville was nowhere to be shown. He was nowhere to be shown. He was held in the back in catering. They weren't using him. He came back from injury. They still didn't use him. He blew his ankle out in a match with Chris Jericho. They didn't know what to fucking do with him, and they kept him out. Instead of utilizing this guy in a role that he could thrive in, it took them until the inception of 205 Live to say, we need some big names for the Cruiserweight division. We need another big name that is on the main roster now that can fit into that role. So let's see if this works. And they finally did something with him. And now he's the Cruiserweight champion. And he turned his entire career around. He's doing the best work of his entire WWE run, including NXT when he was the NXT World Champion. So based on that alone, Neville and Braun Strowman. That's it. Everybody else has been a complete fucking failure on Monday Night Raw. So I don't know what Vince McMahon is watching, but the brand split has given the talent no chance to shine on Monday night. And they got 3 hours. How are you going to get talent to shine, especially with 205 Live, if you're giving these guys 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go out there and do what they got to do on Monday Night Raw during a 3-hour show? How are you going to have JBL blatantly lie on some fucking mock podcast that aired one episode and one episode only with Peter Rosenberg saying that, well, the Cruiserweight division takes up a whole hour on Monday Night Raw? The fuck show are you watching, bro? So the brand split has given no talent a chance to shine on Monday Night Raw. Now we got Samoa Joe on Monday Night Raw. Where's that going to lead? I don't know. I don't trust WWE to do anything with Samoa Joe. Hopefully I'm wrong. That's one instance in which I hope I am proven wrong. Only time will tell. Now on SmackDown, look at the talent that got a chance to shine on SmackDown. Do you honestly believe on Monday Night Raw that AJ Styles would be a WWE champion on SmackDown, on Monday Night Raw rather? No, of course not. AJ Styles would not be in the position he is in on Raw if there was one brand. Just the facts. Just the facts. Now, AJ Styles would be at the top of the card. By now, they would have probably realized, well, this guy's probably the best thing we got in the fucking, in the locker room. But AJ wouldn't be experiencing this type of success if he was on Monday Night Raw. The brand split made AJ Styles open up to what he truly is in the WWE, a superstar. They would have held him back on Monday Night Raw. Look at The Miz. Where the fuck would The Miz be on Monday Night Raw? He'd be doing Miz TV. He'd be teaming up with the Shining Stars. He'd be fed to Braun Strowman. You know? Miz resurrected a dead career on SmackDown. The Miz showed you what a dirty, prick, pussy-like heel is supposed to be. And he's doing it brilliantly. You think he'd be able to showcase that on Monday Night Raw? Of course not. Dolph Ziggler would be in match after match after match with Jericho and Zayn and doing these fucking these skits that would get him nowhere on Monday Night Raw. At least on SmackDown, he was challenging for a World Championship. He and The Miz had some of the best matches all year in WWE. You think Miz and Dolph Ziggler would be able to showcase what they did on SmackDown on Monday Night Raw? Of course not. You think Randy Orton would be with the Wyatt family if he was on Monday Night Raw? Of course not. You think the Wyatt family drama that's happening would happen on Monday Night Raw? Of course not. You think Luke Harper would be elevated slowly as a singles guy? Of course not. Would Bray Wyatt be in talk of main eventing WrestleMania on Monday Night Raw? Absolutely not. I could go on and on. Baron Corbin would still be fighting Dolph Ziggler, or they probably feed him to the fucking Big Show. You know? I could go on and on and on and on. American Alpha, where would they be? They'd be fucking in 12-man tags with fucking Golden Truth and Shining Stars. They're doing that now on SmackDown because both divisions are fucking pathetic. But you guys get my point. SmackDown has made and given more chances to guys than Monday Night Raw. The brand split made SmackDown leagues better than Monday Night Raw. SmackDown showed you how to utilize a thin fucking roster after a brand split and bring out the very best in what you had. You think Alexa Bliss would be doing what she did on Monday Night Raw on SmackDown? Absolutely not. You think Naomi would be getting a shot? Fuck no. You think Becky would be a women's champion? Fuck no. Be lucky for the brand split. You're getting to see people who deserve a shot to shine. On Monday Night Raw, they would be swallowed up. Absolutely swallowed up by that fucking political bullshit that we see every fucking Monday night. So the brand split has been a success. I agree with Vince McMahon. It has been a success. It has gone extremely well. For SmackDown. For Monday Night Raw, they gave you one show, and I'm dating back to that Finn Balor show, where he won the Fatal 4-Way and beat Roman Reigns in the same night. Ever since that show, they have never put on a show that even came close to what that show was. No way. Absolutely no way. So, with this brand split, with the next draft possibly happening in May, following WrestleMania, things need to be freshened up. And people are reporting that Roman Reigns is going to SmackDown. That's not what Vince McMahon meant. He meant that by building up a new star with this brand split on their specific brand, if they get built up enough when they do, or if they do switch brands, it will be a big deal. Because the company will have another star. That's what he meant. He didn't mean that Roman Reigns is moving over to SmackDown. I don't want him on SmackDown. I don't. In fact, I actually might like him a little bit more on SmackDown. They might book him a little bit better. They might actually use him as a heel on SmackDown. You know? But if Roman's on SmackDown, that means Vince McMahon's got to have more influence on SmackDown. And I don't want Roman on SmackDown because Vince is a little bit lenient with SmackDown. So, if Roman is on SmackDown, it might turn into Monday Night Raw 2.0. I don't want that. Keep him on Raw. Vince wants Roman. Vince wants to guide Roman. He wants all hands on deck with Roman. Fine. You put him on SmackDown, it's going to become the Vince McMahon, Kevin Dunn show for a second straight night during the week. We don't want that. But yes, it has gone extremely well for SmackDown. Monday Night Raw, not so much. And that should be that top priority. That should have been their top priority from the get-go at this thing. It looked like Monday Night Raw was going to be the better show. It ended up being the opposite. We all complain that SmackDown has gotten shafted in the draft. And they put on consistent show week after week after week after week. It was the complete opposite. And I'm not complaining. I'm actually happy SmackDown's succeeding. It's a better show. Better atmosphere. It's 2 hours. More Ronaldo's there. AJ Styles is there. They got the better talent. SmackDown's got better talent. SmackDown has the better talent. You know? When Finn Balor went down with injury, that was a huge blow to Monday Night Raw. And I believe all the freshness, all the uniqueness, all the newness that was Finn Balor on Monday Night Raw went down with him. He blew his shoulder out. That show went right down with the Demon. Vince McMahon is teasing some big plans during this same conference call, teasing some big plans for 205 Live in the future. WWE hosted a conference call with investors to speak about the company's fourth quarter earnings. As mentioned prior, WWE reported 2016 marked the highest earnings in company history. Looks like they'll be trying to expand upon that in 2017 with some big plans. Why does nothing change? Because WWE is making more money now than they ever have in company history. That's why nothing is changing. We're all expecting things to change. If they're making more money now than they ever have, why would you change anything? Nothing is changing. When WWE starts losing money, then they'll start changing. So they're looking to expand upon that in 2017 with some big plans. One of the highlights of the conference call was Vince McMahon speaking about their big plans for 205 Live and the Cruiserweight division. Now, there were rumors going around that Vince McMahon was very unhappy with the Cruiserweights. He was going to cut time on the Cruiserweights from Monday Night Raw. 205 Live might end up getting the shaft on the network. All these rumors about the Cruiserweights. There are some rumors that 205 Live and the Cruiserweight division might have been completely abandoned after having less than stellar results. It appears as if this is not the case in the slightest. On the earnings call, Vince said the company has some big plans for 205 Live, planning to create new revenue from the show, including merchandise, licensing, and possible live events. Now, these three things would turn 205 Live into a brand similar to NXT, with their own merchandise, live events, and more. The idea is to make them into their own separate entity, rather than just an extension of Raw and SmackDown. I don't mind them doing their own merchandise. I don't mind them doing their own licensing, but live events, I mean, that could be fun. That could be fun, but how well will that end up if you start touring with 205 Live? I don't know how well that's going to end up in the long run. It seems like a waste of money to me. You know? I like it the way it is now. You know, 205 Live can be successful. I watched this week's show. It was probably the best show that they've ever put on. Some of that went to the Seattle crowd. They were fucking great. But the show itself felt like something that we were watching during the Cruiserweight Classic. If you let these guys off their leash and you let them go out there and perform like you expected them to do when you first brought them to the main roster, things will be okay. I've said this from the very beginning. If you let those guys out of their fucking cage and let them do the things that a Cruiserweight is supposed to do and give us the matches that we've seen at the Cruiserweight Classic on Raw and on a SmackDown and on 205 Live, people will come. I mean, look at what people do when Mustafa Ali does his finishing move. You know, that fucking inverted 450 splash. People fucking pop for that. They want to see that type of shit. If you give them that type of shit, people will easily recognize who they are. They will associate with these guys that you're presenting on television. They will get over. And you got to put more emphasis on them on Monday Night Raw. You know? Monday Night Raw is the one show that most eyes are watching when you're watching WWE. If you treat these guys as throwaway segments, that's what the fans are going to interpret it as, throwaway segments. If the WWE put time and effort and gave us a 15-minute fucking match with what we've seen on the Cruiserweight Classic, I've said this week after week after week, there's no way you can possibly tell me that they will not get over. If the WWE treated it as something special and something that they put time and effort into, the fans will put time and effort into it as well. That's why it's not growing. That's why it didn't start off the way you wanted it to. Simple. It's a simple concept. How they don't grasp that, I don't know. Now, Vince didn't give a specific timetable, but this is something they are heavily discussing and figuring out right now. It is Triple H's baby. He wants to see it grow. Pretty interesting that WWE is considering doing live events with strictly the Cruiserweight division. It'll be interesting to see how that develops. I don't think they should do that. Not right now anyway. Maybe a few years down the line when you have a division that's stable and built up, you know, with these names who are recognizable. to the crowd. Because right now, people are still affiliating and associating themselves with a Jack Gallagher and a Mustafa Ali and a Lindsay Dorado. Gran Metalik is coming back. Akira Tozawa is there. Tajiri is back. You know, Neville is there. People know who Neville is because he's a main roster guy, but, you know, they got to get used to him in that role now, being on that show. Many people might not even realize he's on that show. Hearing these Austin Aries rumors about him coming back and him going against Neville at WrestleMania 33. That's not the direction I would go, but it's being talked about. So we're going to see what happens. WWE's already started to merchandise for 205 Live. TJ Perkins has a shirt on WWEshop.com, and we can assume that more will be coming. So those are the two key proponents from the conference call with Vince McMahon. WWE rumors suggest the reason why Kane wasn't in the Royal Rumble match. I could tell you why Kane wasn't in the Royal Rumble match, because WWE wanted to spare us overwhelmingly a sense of disappointment and dread, because they knew the match was going to be a failure anyway. Why not add on top of that? Or why add on top of that with Kane? So they probably did us all a favor. You might have noticed that Kane hasn't been featured on SmackDown Live for the past few weeks. It also might be suspicious as to why Kane didn't appear in the 2017 Royal Rumble. Have you noticed that Kane's been gone? I haven't. I haven't noticed he's been gone at all. It's actually a fresher show without Kane there. You know? Kane brings back, you know, no matter how respected the guy is, he brings back a sense of oldness and a sense of staleness to the show. No reason why he should be on the shows anymore. At all. You might also be suspicious as about why Kane didn't appear in the 2017 Royal Rumble match. Kane has been a staple of the Royal Rumble match over the past decade and a half. The other rumored reason that Kane wasn't in the Royal Rumble, or hasn't been on WWE TV, people just thought and assumed that WWE had nothing for him. The other reason has been it's because he's dealing with numerous nagging injuries. This is according to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter and Dave Meltzer. It's unclear exactly what is bothering him, but we can assume that his body is worn down from a wrestling career that has spanned over 25 years. Kane, Glenn Jacobs, is turning 50 after WrestleMania 33. Do I need any more reason to not put this guy on television? There you go. 50 years old. Nobody wants to see a 50-year-old fucking Glenn Jacobs dressed up in fucking demon paint and wearing a mask, trying to relive his glory days from 1997. Come on. No way. Absolutely no fucking way, man. His last match on SmackDown Live was at the end of November, where he defeated Luke Harper. Also, he hasn't been working with WWE Live events for the past few weeks. He said, back in 2014, when he was asked about how long he's going to be in the WWE in an active wrestling role, I don't know. I really don't. I'm still having fun. I've been fortunate in that I haven't had any real bad injuries. I stay in good shape. I can still perform at a high level. I get in there, hang with the guys that are almost half my age, and in fact, I feel like they have to hang with me rather than me hanging with them. So as long as I can do that, I'm good with WWE, as long as I'm having fun and as long as I'm performing at a level that is acceptable to me. So the reason why Kane hasn't been on TV or in the Rumble match is because he is getting over nagging injuries, and it may very well be that the WWE just doesn't have anything for him. They want to move in a different direction, a more youthful direction, and believe me, you're doing us all a favor. Update on Nikki Bella's future with WWE after WrestleMania 33. Rumors flying around that Nikki Bella might be retiring after WrestleMania 33 due to neck injury. There have been numerous rumors circulating over the past week or so that Nikki Bella could be retiring. Nikki returned several months ago from a neck injury that almost ended her career. She has performed on a regular basis on SmackDown Live. There were some rumors going around that Nikki would possibly be teaming with her real-life boyfriend John Cena at WrestleMania against The Miz and Maurice. This would mark the final match of her career, and she wanted to end it with Cena. Pro Wrestling Sheet and Ryan Satin has put out a report that says she isn't retiring after WrestleMania 33, but is merely going to be taking some time off. Their report says that Nikki has been dealing with a lot of pain in her neck due to the previous injury. The time off will be able to help that. Cena was on Talking Smack as well, and he expressed some concern about Nikki Bella because she has told him that she's feeling tingling down her arms and her leg slightly. So after this match with Natalya and after WrestleMania 33, she's going to be taking an extended period of time off to help heal with the injury. They might take her off the live events, the live touring, and just might keep her work one day a week on SmackDown Live. But that's about it. I would have never brought Nikki Bella back to work live events outside of the television tapings. I would merely keep her there, not wrestling every week, obviously, but one day a week. Okay, Nikki Bella and her name can still add a lot to WWE programming, a lot to WWE pay-per-view. It could add a lot to the women's division. You know, you might not be the biggest fan of Nikki Bella, and I expressed this on Off the Script last weekend, but you have to admire the fact that she's worked to come back from this injury where any other person would have said, fuck it, I'm done. I'm staying home. I'm collecting my paycheck. I'm done with wrestling. She's back, and she's proving that wrestling means more to her than people originally thought. You know, people thought that Nikki Bella was all about the fucking glamour and all this other shit. Clearly, she's gotten better. Clearly, she loves the business. You know, clearly she wanted to be back. She would have just said, you know what, I'm done. So you got to admire Nikki Bella's determination to come back from an injury like that, where most would never come back. So she's just merely going to take time off, and we'll find out in a couple of weeks where WWE goes with her at WrestleMania. If this rumor about Miz and Maurice versus John Cena and Nikki Bella is true, I wouldn't necessarily book that match at WrestleMania. I think that's kind of below John Cena. But you know, all those saying that John Cena needs to be in a big match, or let me rephrase that. Everybody complaining that John Cena is going to be in this mixed tag team match and that's below him are the same people that are going to be complaining that he's in a fucking world title situation. So you can't win with John Cena. But to me, as a wrestling fan, John Cena belongs in something a little bit more high profile than a mixed tag team match with The Miz and Maurice. Update on Hulk Hogan and his return to the WWE. Hulk Hogan was blacklisted by WWE back in 2015 after news broke about his racial rants. WWE worked swiftly in order to remove him or limit any associations they had with him. Some time has passed, and many WWE fans have been asking if we will see Hulk Hogan return to the company at some point in 2017. We have mentioned prior that the WWE Network has started to feature Hogan in advertisements. His daughter Brooke Hogan also spoke to TMZ a few months ago, and she said that her dad was in contact with WWE about a return to the company. Hulk denied the claim just a few days later after his daughter spoke up. Dave Meltzer was asked if he had heard anything regarding Hulk Hogan and a potential return to the company. He says that fans should expect it sooner rather than later. Again, the Magic 8 Ball. His Magic 8 Ball answers. Dave Meltzer. Good on him. Is WrestleMania 33 a possibility? I think so. It certainly seems like it. WWE will have to weigh his return over the potential backlash. Is WrestleMania 33 too soon for the return of Hogan? Should WWE keep their ties severed with him for what he did? I don't think so. If Bret Hart could come back after what he did to the company, you know, Hulk Hogan will be back. Forgive and forget. You know, I don't want to go on and on about what Hulk Hogan did. Clearly, it was fucking wrong. Okay, but he didn't know he was being videotaped. He didn't know he was being filmed. Someone was fucking, someone blackballed him and lowballed him. He took the fucking company to court. He won a massive settlement of $150 million or so dollars. Put the company out of business. WWE has been hyping him up and showing him in video packages here and there for WrestleMania. I even brought out the idea that, Mick Foley, we may be seeing the last days of Mick Foley in the WWE. He's getting hip replacement surgery. He might not be on television any longer. He might get terminated per storyline. He might just want to simply retire and be home and be with his kids and live life after wrestling. I always mention that I always seen Hulk Hogan as a replacement for Mick Foley as the general manager of Monday Night Raw. And clearly there are other names on that list that could serve a very good role in that. Hogan is one of them. Sting could be brought back, and he could be a general manager of Monday Night Raw. If I was to choose anyone out of the names of being a general manager on Monday Night Raw, I would love Eric Bischoff to do it because I just love Eric Bischoff's attitude, and I think he would serve well as a general manager on Monday Night Raw, especially with the new talent that we got now. We could see Kurt Angle come back Any one of those names could be a potential GM. But I think Hulk Hogan could be a serious contender to take the general manager spot on Monday Night Raw away from Mick Foley if they do want to get rid of him per storyline and Mick Foley wants to get hip replacement surgery and just retire and be at home. You know, it's definitely a possibility, but according to Meltzer, Hogan will be back sooner rather than later. WrestleMania 33 looks to be a destination to see the Hulkster return to the company. So those are just the minor news stories this week. Elimination Chamber is on Sunday. I'm going to get my notes together. I'll see you guys in a little bit. And we're going to talk some Elimination Chamber. And I'm going to give you my preview and predictions for this Sunday's big pay-per-view on the WWE Network. The Elimination Chamber 2017. I am very, very excited that they brought this back. It is most certainly one of my favorite concepts in WWE. Something that has been missed from the WWE calendar. I always thought that the Elimination Chamber was a great addition to the road to WrestleMania. I hated when they got rid of it, man. I always looked forward to it. Whether it was named No Way Out and they had the Elimination Chamber, then they just changed it to Elimination Chamber, you know, to take after the name of the structure. They renamed the pay-per-view after the structure. They put Fastlane in February. Some fucking stupid concept that some fucking goon in creative came up with. Hey, Vince, what do we name the pay-per-view Fastlane? Because we're on the road on the Fastlane to WrestleMania. Oh, done. That's a brilliant idea. At 4:59 p.m. right before we get out, I'll let you tickle my left nut. Come on, bro. Because we're on the fast lane to WrestleMania. Yeah, let's name it Fastlane. Such a gay pay-per-view, man. So fucking lame. Elimination Chamber was ideal. It really was. Because you're coming out of the Royal Rumble. Clearly, you know, with the brand split, it makes even more sense, right? Even without the brand split, it made sense. Because you had the Elimination Chamber be there right in the middle between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, all right? All right. Somebody won the Royal Rumble. He's already gifted a main event slot at WrestleMania. He's there. He's the number one contender. But the champion, you know, the champion's going to have a much tougher road. Now, if you want to be champion going into WrestleMania, if you want to main event WrestleMania, you got to step foot in the chamber and defend your title against 5 other guys, 6 total. So that's exactly what it offered to the champion. You want to be at WrestleMania? You want to be in the main event? You want to be the champion? How bad do you want it? Show us. I love that, man. I loved how it gave the champion an even tougher road to get there, and when he got to WrestleMania against the Royal Rumble winner, it would have all been worth it. Now with the brand split, you got Randy Orton, who won the Royal Rumble, right? It was a SmackDown guy. We were all under the assumption that it was going to be a Monday Night Raw guy because of the announcement of the Elimination Chamber going to SmackDown and being exclusive to SmackDown. We all thought it was going to be a Monday Night Raw guy. Everybody, every dirt sheet reported it was going to be a Monday Night Raw guy. Undertaker. Being that he's omnipresent, he can appear for both brands. Finn Balor coming back from injury. Could have been Braun Strowman. You know, we threw the idea of Sami Zayn out there. So we all thought it was going to be a Monday Night Raw guy, but now a SmackDown guy won it. And the Universal Championship situation is going to continue on into Fastlane. The next step of that saga for the Universal Championship will be at Fastlane. But SmackDown's got the Elimination Chamber, so the WWE Champion again, is going to have to show us how bad he wants that WrestleMania main event, how bad he wants to headline WrestleMania. So we're putting John Cena in there. And I love that sense of urgency. I love that sense of brutality on the road to WrestleMania, man. So John Cena is going to be in there with Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles, The Miz, Bray Wyatt, and Baron Corbin. Those are the 6 individuals in the Elimination Chamber. Now, SmackDown had literally no weeks to build for this pay-per-view. It had the announcement that was made 1 week prior to the Royal Rumble. Shane McMahon announced that 2 weeks prior to the Royal Rumble. because they pretty much had to get it out there. You know, it was coming. As soon as the Royal Rumble ended, we were going right into another pay-per-view. So they had to get it out there that, listen, this is a brand exclusive to SmackDown. The Chamber is going to be used for this. The title is going to be defended in there on February 12th. That's it. Okay? And then soon after that, they named the 6 guys. As soon as the Royal Rumble was finished with, they named the 6 guys. As soon as John Cena won the championship and a champion was determined, they named the 6 guys. So then the WWE only had 2 weeks to build after the Royal Rumble was over. So a lot of these matches, you know, were put together quickly with little to no build, minus the Chamber, because everybody in the Chamber's got some type of, you know, drama with somebody. You know, the Alexa Bliss Naomi thing has been building for a couple of weeks. The Becky Lynch, Mickie James thing's been building for a couple of weeks. You got the American Alpha Tag Team Turmoil match. That's just something WWE put together because they got nothing else for these guys to do. You know, we got Nikki Bella and Natalya. That's probably been the best women's feud out of both brands. And that's been building for a couple of months now. You know, it's been building ever since the Survivor Series. So you look at that, and that's been the one match that's been built up more so than anything else on this show. Goes to show you that the SmackDown Women's division is so much better than the Monday Night Raws for obvious reason. We got Apollo Crews and Kalisto versus Dolph Ziggler in a handicap match. That came together in the last couple of weeks. You know, Dolph Ziggler's on this heel run. He attacked Jerry the King Lawler. He beat down Kalisto for a couple of weeks. Apollo Crews had a problem with that. So now he's getting involved. Ziggler wants to make a comment that I can beat both of these guys on any given night. Daniel Bryan puts him in a handicap match. And that's pretty much your card, man. And then Luke Harper versus Randy Orton. You guys know that's been building for a few months now. So some of these matches have been thrown together. Some of these matches have some weeks under their belt. But all in all, SmackDown didn't really have enough time to do anything with this pay-per-view. But nonetheless, no matter how many weeks they had to build toward this pay-per-view, it's going to be an exciting one. It's going to be one that's worth 2.5 hours to 3 hours to watch because the Chamber is going to excite. The Chamber is going to take up a bulk of the time, probably going to go about 45 minutes because you got every 5-minute intervals when someone's got to come out. You're going to have 2 people start. Whoever those 2 guys are remains to be seen. And then every 5 minutes after that, you're going to have somebody come from the pod. So that's 20 minutes right there, you know? And it's going to be about 40 minutes, 45 minutes until the match ends. So it's going to take up a big chunk of the show. WWE's been hyping up this new Elimination Chamber. They made some unique changes to the Chamber. I don't know if they're going to color it blue for SmackDown. I don't know if they're going to be hanging weapons from the fucking ceiling. I don't know if they're going to raise the ceiling. I don't know if there's going to be different types of pods, you know, that the wrestlers emerge from. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be more dangerous, a little bit less dangerous to, you know, secure the wrestlers a little bit more so that they don't get injured. I don't know what's going on. You know, somebody will be there. One of these dirt sheets will be there. A fan will be there that'll take a picture. He'll issue it off to one of these dirt sheets. It'll be leaked this weekend at some point. Early Saturday, early Sunday, something will be leaked with the Elimination Chamber. Pictures of the new chamber will be shown because it's going to be there, and we will know before the event what's going to happen with that. But they are hyping this up as some new chamber. Some unique changes, some new changes to the Elimination Chamber. But like I said, the main event, John Cena versus AJ versus Dean versus The Miz versus Baron Corbin versus Bray Wyatt. Rumors going around that Bray Wyatt's going to walk out the WWE Champion. Rumor has it that Bray Wyatt's going to be the WWE Champion and he's going to walk into WrestleMania for the first time in his career with a major program as the WWE Champion to go one-on-one with Randy Orton. And that's when the Wyatt family saga breaks down. Now, everybody was bitching and moaning. John Cena sucks dick. John Cena sucks. I hate John Cena. Why did he have to beat AJ Styles? Whatever. You heard it all. You heard all the hate for John Cena. He won his 16th title reign. He beat AJ Styles. He doesn't deserve it. Whatever. You knew it was coming. Okay? Just by watching the feud. How dumb can you wrestling fans be? AJ beat John Cena at Money in the Bank. It was a fuck finish with the club, but he beat John Cena. Okay? John Cena pinned AJ Styles in a 6-man tag. I forgot what, I think it was Battleground. It was the pay-per-view before SummerSlam, where AJ teamed up with Gallows and Anderson while Cena teamed up with Enzo and Big Cass. Cena got the pin there. Wasn't a one-on-one match, but Cena got his pinfall back at that pay-per-view. Cena was pinned clean by AJ Styles at SummerSlam. Okay? AJ got the pin over Cena again at, what was it, No Mercy in that triple threat match? That's the match that opened the show for the WWE Championship. He pinned John Cena there too. So obviously going into the Royal Rumble, people still want to bitch about John Cena beating AJ Styles. Did you honestly believe AJ Styles was going to get another pinfall over John Cena? It only made sense for Cena to get his win back, and this time, coincidentally, it was for the WWE Championship. Do I think John Cena is walking into the chamber and walking out the champion? No, I do not. WWE's got two things that they can do here. Actually, three things that they could do here. Okay. Number one, Bray Wyatt can win the WWE Championship and walk out the champion. Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt headlines WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt is put over by Randy Orton, and we're all happy. Bray Wyatt's now a megastar, finally in the position that we all wanted him to be in for the last 4 years. That's the simple way. That's the way that's being rumored. WWE can give the title back to AJ Styles, and they can have him walk out of the Elimination Chamber, the WWE Champion. Now, why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just allow him to beat John Cena at the Royal Rumble and then walk in here to the chamber and retain the title and then go on to WrestleMania? Because we all want to see AJ, after the year he had, defend the title in the main event because he deserves it at WrestleMania. I don't know. It's WWE logic. What the fuck do I know? You know? That obviously doesn't make sense, but WWE can certainly give the title back to AJ just for the simple fact they wanted to give John Cena his 16th reign and they wanted it to be done in front of 55,000 fucking people at the Alamo Dome. And because they know he's going to be away for most of the middle of this year filming a movie. So why not? They wanted to get it over and done with. They could give it back to AJ, and we could see AJ versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. Now, do I trust WWE to have Bray Wyatt go into WrestleMania in the main event against Randy Orton? Fuck no. No matter if it's Road Dogg or Ryan Ward or anybody, it's ultimately up to Vince McMahon. Is Vince McMahon finally seeing the light with Bray Wyatt? I wouldn't put any faith in these goons. So in my eyes, AJ might be the safest bet. And Randy Orton's already there. AJ might be the safest bet to win this match and go on to WrestleMania and main event WrestleMania with Randy Orton. Nobody's thinking about it. Nobody's talked about it. And you know how WWE, they want to get something out to the dirt sheets and make you believe that what they're issuing to the dirt sheets and what the dirt sheets is reporting is really going to happen. But when you watch the show, it was the complete opposite. That could be what we see because nobody is talking about it. And if you guys want to do the Wrestle Rumble thing, AJ Styles could win this match and go against Randy Orton. The safe bet for WrestleMania. AJ could turn heel, or AJ could turn face, I mean. And Bray and Randy could still work together to try and take down AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Could happen. Could happen. Or we could see Bray Wyatt win it. AJ Styles somehow is mixed in because he feels fucked over, right? And we could see a triple threat match with Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and AJ Styles at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. That is also another way we could see the championship unfold in Orlando. I don't know. Those are the three things that I'm seeing right now. Especially that AJ Styles winning the championship back. Because, like I said, nobody's talking about it. Nobody mentioned anything about Bray Wyatt on SmackDown. They mentioned everybody else but Bray Wyatt. Almost as if he wasn't even in the fucking match. They didn't even pose him as a threat in the match. We had Styles, Ambrose, Miz, and Corbin in a fatal four-way to open SmackDown this week, and nobody mentioned Bray Wyatt as a potential threat in that Elimination Chamber. Nobody. They always mentioned the Corbin and how big he was, the Miz being wily and smart, Ambrose being the Intercontinental Champion, and AJ Styles looking to get his championship back. Nobody mentioned Bray Wyatt as if he wasn't even in the match. So that could be another clue as to maybe they are going to give it to Bray Wyatt. I don't see Dean Ambrose winning it. He's the Intercontinental Champion. There were rumors going around that Dean Ambrose doesn't have anything planned for WrestleMania, or WWE doesn't have anything planned for Dean Ambrose. And I don't see him holding 2 championships. It would be pointless. He's not even doing anything with the IC title, let alone you're going to give him the world title. Ambrose is not winning this match, okay? Miz is not winning this match. I don't see the Miz being a WWE champion yet. Do I think he deserves another small run for what he's done on SmackDown? Yes. Now is not the time. Baron Corbin, he's the biggest man in this match, size-wise. He's going to have a great match. Do I think it's his time yet? No, I don't think he's going to win this match. Baron Corbin in this match might set up who he's going to fight at WrestleMania, but I don't think he's going to be the WWE champion yet. Baron Corbin's going to win Money in the Bank. Baron Corbin's going to be the WWE champion by the end of 2017. Bray Wyatt and AJ Styles are the only 2 logical choices here. I do not see John Cena and Randy Orton headlining WrestleMania 33. Unless, by some sick and twisted and demented way, WWE wanted to get us all back for what we did with the Daniel Bryan situation. Because last time Randy Orton was in discussion for a WWE Championship match, it was WrestleMania 30, where he was rumored to be going against Batista, and those were the plans that Vince McMahon wanted until he was forced by the fans to put Daniel Bryan in WrestleMania's main event, ultimately giving him the championship. Cena versus Orton could be a way for WWE to give us the fucking finger and say, fuck you, and fuck you because of what you guys did at WrestleMania 30. Now, Randy Orton's back, so what we're going to do is we're going to piss you the fuck off and give you John Cena versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania 33. Do I think that happens? No, but I would not put it past them. Plus, we already seen Randy Orton versus John Cena on SmackDown Live. I'm done seeing it in any type of situation. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's either Styles or Bray Wyatt. Who am I going with? Just because everybody's talking about Bray Wyatt, and if he ends up winning, trust me, I'm going to be with you guys, and I'm going to fucking mark out, because Bray Wyatt with the WWE title, I've been waiting for it for several years. But I'm going to go against what WWE is reporting. I am going with AJ Styles winning this match, and I think AJ Styles is going to be the new WWE champion. Why? Because nobody's expecting it. Nobody's reporting it. Nobody's talking about it. I'm going with AJ because, to me, he is the dark horse here. AJ's great. AJ's phenomenal. AJ's the best wrestler in the world. But I'm going with him merely because nobody's talking about AJ Styles winning this match, because all they're talking about is Bray Wyatt. That's what I'm going with. Nikki Bella versus Natalya. This all stemmed from the Survivor Series. Nikki Bella was attacked at Survivor Series from a unknown entity. It was revealed through Carmella that Natalya was the assailant, and it's been brewing ever since. Natalya has this deep-rooted hatred for Nikki. She's constantly said Nikki sucks, and Nikki's going to die alone, and if John Cena, didn't have Nikki in the picture, that John Cena would be with Natalya. All this catty bullshit, It's been great. It's been real. It's been emotional. It's been something that we have not seen on Total Divas, man. Both of these women were part of Total Divas. They are still a part of the show and still a part of that reality aspect of the show. But this has had a more real-life feel to it than anything that they've done with Alexa and Naomi and Mickey and Becky and Charlotte and Sasha and Bayley and Nia. This has been the best women's feud through both brands. So I'm going with Nikki Bella here. I think Nikki Bella is going to get the win. I think Nikki Bella is going to get the win, and I think she's going to be looking strong going into WrestleMania, because this realistically could be her last WrestleMania, and I honestly think WWE is going to make her look strong going into Orlando. American Alpha, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan, the WWE SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions, versus Rhino and Slater, Breezango, who I would love to see more of, the Usos, the Ascension, the Vaudevillains, Aiden English, and Simon Gotch. It is a tag team turmoil match for the Tag Team Championship. Boy, looking at that, the SmackDown Live Tag Team division, plus the Monday Night Raw Tag Team division, they fucking suck dick. Holy shit, do both divisions need a complete revamp. People are calling for the Revival to be brought up. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think the WWE is going to do that. I think the Revival is going to be mixed in with DIY and the Authors of Pain on NXT going into Orlando. Why would you have them challenging for the NXT Tag Team Championships and then challenging for the WWE Tag Team Championships? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't mean anything at all to me. No logic. Now, do I think they show up after WrestleMania? Yes. Do I think they challenge American Alpha after WrestleMania? Yes. What do I think American Alpha does at WrestleMania? I mean, some fairy tale bullshit. One can only hope. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy come out. They appear on SmackDown Live. The Broken Hardys challenge American Alpha at WrestleMania. One could dream. One could dream. I wish. I wish upon a star. Let's ask the Magic 8 Ball. Dan wanted the Magic 8 Ball back in the show, right? Or one of the... who asked? It was either Dan or Kel. I don't remember. I've been fucking recording now for 2 hours, man. My brain is fried. Will Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy be at WrestleMania 33? It is certain. Wow. Look at that. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy will be at WrestleMania 33, according to the Magic 8 Ball. Better than Dave Meltzer. Better than Dave Meltzer. Anyway, I would love to see Breezango win this. I really would. I think if WWE wanted to create a new fucking team here and just shock everybody, I would give it to Breezango. They got a nice reaction on SmackDown Live. Tyler Breeze, I think they are holding this guy back big time, man. Even Fandango. I think Fandango could be great in the mid-card. I honestly do. But I think American Alpha ultimately is going to win this. There's no reason to take the belts off them. They had no fucking competition. They have no competition. So why would you take the belts off of them? If you're going to make a huge run at bringing in Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, SmackDown. Bring them in against the Alpha of America. I think that would be fucking fantastic. Because the way it looks like on Monday Night Raw, we're going to get Enzo and Cash challenging the club at WrestleMania 33 for the Raw Tag Team Championships. I would love to see American Alpha feud against the Broken Hardys. American Alpha is going to win, but I would not be opposed to seeing Breezango win this match. Alexa Bliss versus Naomi. Naomi has really shined in the last couple of weeks. I'm glad that she's getting a shot at the Women's Championship. Alexa has just done fabulous work with the championship. She's just been a great fucking heel. She is building momentum. She's building in popularity week after week after week. It would be a mistake to take the title off her. She is that quintessential heel that all the baby faces want to take down. She's the quintessential heel that all the fans just want to see get what she deserves. Too early. She's just doing too good right now. Her body of work is just so great. And I think Alexa Bliss is going to beat Naomi after Naomi has gotten the best of her the last couple of weeks. It only makes sense, storyline-wise and logic-wise, that Alexa Bliss is going to get her win back at the Elimination Chamber. She will retain the Women's Championship. Becky Lynch versus Mickie James. This is a tough one to call because Becky needs to get it back in the win column. She needs to get that momentum. You know, Mickie, you look at Mickie, it's kind of a toss-up. She's back. This is going to be her first match, singles-wise, on the Monday Night Raw, not the Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live roster, on the main roster. So by that alone, you would want to get her a win, her first singles win on SmackDown Live. But Becky Lynch needs a win, right? Becky Lynch needs to be back in that win column. Mickie James was merely brought in to enhance the women's division and get the younger talent over. So what do? Do you give Mickie her first singles win back on SmackDown Live after 6 or 7 years? Or do you have Becky Lynch take another loss? Or do you have Becky Lynch win here and get some momentum? I don't know. I'm honestly going to go with Mickie James. I think she's going to get the best of Becky Lynch here. Her promos have been absolutely spot on. Mickie playing a great heel so far. And I think Mickie James is going to beat Becky Lynch. And Becky Lynch is going to continue being put down and put down and put down. And ultimately, she will get her title back at WrestleMania. That's what I'm going for. I think Mickie James is going to win here. Becky will soon get what she deserves here. After being put down week after week, she will get that title back WrestleMania weekend. Apollo Crews and Kalisto versus Dolph Ziggler. Well, if you want Dolph Ziggler to be a better heel than he has been, I would say have him go ham. Have him fucking completely go over Kalisto and Apollo Crews. I would love to see them do something with Apollo Crews, honestly. I mean, the guy has been a complete fucking waste on SmackDown Live. Why they moved this guy from NXT, I have no fucking idea. But Dolph Ziggler is the guy you put a lot of fucking effort into to making him heel. You set up the King's Court with Jerry the King Lawler to get this guy over and put the exclamation point on this guy is a heel. We are building him back up and giving him something to do. So if Dolph Ziggler doesn't win here, what was the point of all that? It's not going to go nowhere. Ziggler needs to win here, no question. He's going to beat Apollo Crews and Kalisto by some way, and I think Ziggler's going to continue on and hopefully is built up a little bit better than he has been. He seems to, that he came out hot with the heel gimmick, and then all of a sudden he went right back to being cold. Don't know what it is. I don't know what's off there, but he went right back to being cold. I cared, and now I'm kind of treading to that point where I don't care. He needs a win here. He needs to do something dastardly. He needs to do something fucking evil. He needs to do something as if this guy is a fucking maniacal, just fucking lost his mind heel. He needs to win. He needs to beat Apollo Crews and Kalisto. I think it's going to happen. Luke Harper versus Randy Orton. This one's kind of simple. I don't see Randy Orton losing after he won the Royal Rumble. I don't see Randy Orton losing momentum at all. He's going to be in the main event of WrestleMania. Why are you going to have him lose? I understand it's against Luke Harper. I understand Luke Harper is breaking out on his own. It might, be to some that he needs a big win over Randy Orton. But Randy Orton realistically won the Royal Rumble. Randy Orton's going to be challenging the WWE Champion. Why would you want Randy Orton to look weak going into the WrestleMania main event? You want it to be as strong as possible. Randy Orton's going to win with an RKO. Harper will get his, though. Harper will get his. Harper's going to be the one to say, you know what? Listen, I was right all along. I was right all along. Randy Orton was a fucking lying snake. He was bullshitting you. And then Bray Wyatt's going to take down Randy Orton. He's going to forgive Luke Harper, and he's going to gift him as a WWE champion. He's going to gift him a WWE championship match at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view just because he was loyal to Bray Wyatt all this time. That is my Elimination Chamber preview and predictions for the show Sunday. Gonna be a great show. Can't wait to watch it, especially that Chamber match. I think it's gonna be good, man. Not many weeks of build, but those usually end up being the best pay-per-views, man. When WWE has a very underwhelming card, it usually always ends up being a top-notch show. So as soon as this is over, we got another 3 weeks till Fastlane. Those pay-per-views are gonna be coming. Rapid fire. We got the Chamber and then Fastlane coming up on March 5th. Thank you guys so much for Off the Script, man. Probably over 2 hours. What am I at here? We are over 2 hours, man. Over 2 hours of Off the Script. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys are watching on iTunes, or listening on iTunes, rather, 5-star rating. Please leave a comment, man. If you guys are listening and watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. Show some love to the sponsors. Show some love to everybody that shared their story today on the sub-stories. Make sure you guys get your t-shirts before WrestleMania. Make sure you guys check out WrestleRumble.com for the Elimination Chamber Pick'em. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, at JD from NY206. Make sure you guys go and listen to Beer Goons, now live on iTunes and Podbean. All you gotta do is type in Beer Goons. It'll be the first thing you see. Me and Joe Cronin's new podcast where we just bullshit and drink beer. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. What I'm working on for the rest of the weekend, I don't got my notes up, so you're just gonna have to watch tomorrow. That's that. I'm JD. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you all on Saturday morning for episode 156, part 2 of Off the Script. Until then, take care, be safe, have a great day, and I'll see you all on Saturday morning.